Okay, perfect. So welcome to the class, everyone. Good morning, everyone. As I mentioned, in this class, we are going to discuss two key topics. First is aggregation, and today we are going to discuss only aggregation, and then we are going to solve some questions on it. And in tomorrow's class, we will be taking up the Raymond part, like dates and like the basic part. And after that, we will begin with the building architecture to solve SQL questions. Okay. So so far, I think most of the things are clear to you guys. Like we did table creation, we did primary key, foreign key mapping, we understood data modeling, fact table, dimension table, those kind of things we did. Anyone, any doubt before we begin from that class? Like for doubt, see, just let me be very honest. We are supposed to have a doubt session every Thursday, but for that to be completed, you guys need to submit assignment by Wednesday or max Thursday morning, because I'm not going to take doubt session if you guys have not attempted it. Okay, so for this it was fine. The questions were pretty easy. Most of you have submitted now. It's fine. But from this week onwards, make it a habit that if you guys want me to conduct a session on Thursday, I want assignments. At least I'm not asking everyone, but at least I want 15 assignments by Wednesday evening or Thursday morning. Then only I will conduct the session, because I don't want to spoon feed. So I mean, you might call it harsh, but that's how I go about it. Okay, so let's begin with the discussion. The we need to so yeah, the session is getting recorded. So first of all, we have this data in front of you. Okay, now remember, I will teach you this concept later as well, once we discuss the art of solving question. But just giving you some concept before that as well, that in SQL mainly there are, if I have to categorize the questions, right, there are two types of questions. Okay, first of all, the first type of questions are there where you have a, you can say, so let me just go to the screen only. Okay, so in SQL, there are mostly two types of question. If I have to categorize the types of question, there are two types of question only. Okay, the first one is called, you can say, customized selection. Okay, customized selection. Again, this category you will not find anywhere. This is something I have created myself only. Okay, because based on my experience, what I see. Okay, so one is customized selection, and second are, you can say, summary questions. Okay, so what is the meaning of customized selection and summary question? Let us try to understand little bit in more detail. Okay, so let me open a slide. I have that. Okay, I'll cover this slide in detail once we start the discussion around the SQL questions. But just let's try to visualize few things. So what do I mean by customized selection is that whenever you are given a data, okay, just think yourself, before solving any question, that you will be asked that either suppose a table is given, right? They will ask you to create some additional column. Okay, they might ask you to put filter, or they might ask you to make some dynamic selection out of the table. So what will happen, that you make customized selection from the data without changing the format of the data. Now what do I mean by without changing the format of the data is that you do not change the primary key, for example. So if you see this particular table, it has transaction ID, transaction date, product name, amount, and customer ID. Okay, now think of, let's say I ask you a question that, tell me the tell me transactions which are greater than $100, for example. Tell me transactions which are greater than $100. So what will be the SQL query for this? Just tell me a sample SQL query, based on whatever we have discussed so far. Suppose I ask you, this is a table. What will you write down?
Select start from table where amount greater than 100.
Okay. So the basic SQL query will be select star from the table where transaction is, let's say transaction is greater than equal to $100. Something like this you will do. Now, if you see what are you doing in such question? If you try to notice, you are actually removing, for example, let's say you'll remove this row, you will remove this row, okay, and you will remove this row. Okay, so out of 10, only 7 rows will be remaining. Does that change your primary key of the data? Okay, so it has not changed. Your primary key still remains transaction ID. You've just reduced the data size vertically, right? Earlier it was 10 rows, now you have made it to 7 rows. Correct? Now suppose I ask you another question, that create a variable uh, create a variable of cumulative transaction, or let's say you can say create a variable uh, transaction where you tell the discounted amount. So the formula for the discounted amount is, let's say, uh, transaction, so amount, for example, amount into 10%. So let's say the discounted amount is 90%. Sorry. So this 10% discount. So the discounted amount after the new amount comes out to be 90% of this transaction amount. You have to create a new variable. Okay. So now, so when you create a new variable, does it change the primary key?
No.
No. So basically, there are type of questions. We'll study them in detail. That there are those type of questions where you do not change prime, like whatever. For example, select few columns out of the data. Example, transaction ID. Let's say I ask you, do one thing. Select only the transaction ID and the product name. Suppose this column and this column. Okay, it has not changed the primary key of the table, because it remains same. You just have filtered. So basically, when you filter columns, when you filter rows, okay, when you do for specific selection, so these are called customized selection of the data, where you are picking, either you are uh, selecting a subset of the data, or you are adding a new column, something like that, without changing the primary key of the data. Okay, so what you didn't understand? uh, any doubt in this part, anyone? I just asked that, when suppose you pick two columns from the whole data set, will that change the primary key? That will not change the primary key, because your transaction ID and product name will remain same, because you are just selecting two columns out of the main data. So for example, there are 5 columns, you're just selecting two. So think of, like, just try to visualize these questions. I'm not going there in detail now, right now, but we will be covering them in more detail in future. That for example, there's a question, select few columns, let's say transaction ID and amount, or suppose select data for product A only, or make some dynamic selections filtering, or for example, suppose you guys, like those who know about ranking the data or adding lead lag values, what do we do there? We create additional columns. Okay, we do not change the primary key, right? So those type of questions are called customized selection. So far we have been doing questions where we were doing customized selection only, be it ordering the data, limiting the data, doing offset, right? We were not changing the primary key of the data. So this is one category of question. Now the second category of question is summary, okay, or you call aggregation. So what happens here is that, for example, you have this data set present, and I ask you, what is the total transaction value? Okay, so the total transaction value. So suppose this is a table. What will be the new table when you create the total transaction value? Or let's say uh, I ask you, tell me the total transaction value across various products. Tell me total transaction across various products. Suppose I ask you this question. So what are you going to do in those type of questions? Just don't tell me the SQL query. Basically, what will be happening? Suppose this is the table of 10 rows. The table, final table, which will look like, it will be like this, that you will have a table like this, okay? And you will have product A, product B, and product C, and you will have its total. So you will have product A, product B, product C, right? And you will have, for example, whatever the sum is, for example, 500, 600, or 700, something like this will come. Okay. Basically, you're transforming the table like this. When I ask you, tell me total transaction across products, or total transaction value, or average transaction value for each product, or what is the like. So do you see a change in primary key? What is the primary key now in this particular data set?
Product.
So now in here it will be product. So the main point to tell is that the my primary key will change now. Correct? Any doubt, anyone, that what do you mean by changing the primary key? So okay. So this is the second type of question which we are going to do. Remember SQL, most of the, like, I think almost every SQL questions can be covered in these two categories. There can be few exceptions, but I mean, they also, most of the questions fall either in the customized selection, or they fall in the summary or aggregation only. Okay. For example, joins come in customized selection, because what you do, you have two tables. Okay. You just join them and you create a third table. Okay. So they come in customized selection. Summary or aggregation, they are separate type of questions. Okay. So this is important to know. Now today we are going to discuss about the summary or aggregation type of question, that how they happen. Okay. And then, as I mentioned, we will discuss we'll solve 20 questions as we discussed. Okay. So now you have this particular data with you. Okay. Okay. So there are some standard functions, like I will discuss them one by one. Most of you already know them, so but still I will cover them from basics. For example, let us say, so let's try to understand how aggregation question works. Okay. So far we have studied that. Remember, what is the syntax of a SQL question? What all things are there? We write down select. Okay. Then what we write down select from. Then we write down where. Then what do we do?
Order by.
Order by, we do order by, correct? And then what we do? We do limit,
Limit.
and then we study offset, right? These things we study. Okay. So this is the format when you are having customized selection. When we do grouping, a new thing comes up, that is called group by. Group by. Okay. Now group by basically comes where does it come? Does it come here or does it come here?
After
After that.
Sorry.
where clause.
After
Okay.
that.
So there's a new thing called group by. I'll explain you what does group by do in detail. So group by comes here. Okay. Just you need to add this thing. Now, what do I mean? What happens in group by? For example, like there can be a lot of like mainly the aggregation questions, right? They are, for example, you have to count something, you have to do max, min, sum, like those things which we'll study. You have to always do across a category. So suppose I ask you, tell me the total transaction value, or tell me the total transaction. So what do you do? Let's say in this data set, I ask you, tell me the total transaction value. What will be your first question to me?
Summing the transactions across.
No. So let's say I ask you, what is the total transaction value? You will ask, Across what, right? Do you want it across the whole customers, or you want across a country, or you want across a particular store, or you want across some category of things, right? So this is always a question that you want to, whenever you want to aggregate, right, into something, you do across a category. Okay, so for example, there are multiple categories. There are regions. Okay, then there are countries, there are customer IDs, there are product categories. Okay, so then there, so basically these are always done on the categorical variables. The whatever summary aggregation you do, mostly you do on categorical variables. Okay, now of course you can ask, you can have maximum of say maximum of sales amount across all the customers, right? There you don't need to do there. Basically your grouping will be done across individually. I understand that, but for example, I asked that tell me the sales amount across various product category. So what do? You'll first club all the electronics together, for example, right? So what you will be doing, suppose I ask you this question, that tell me the total sales amount across all the product, across all the electronic category. So what will you do? You'll go to data, right? So you'll apply a filter. Okay, and then you'll say, okay, in product category, let's select uh, electronics, right? So you will select electronics. Okay, and then you will so this will become your electronics, right? And then what will you do? You will sum everything in electronics, right? Similarly, if I ask you to sum across for furniture, what you will do? You'll select furniture and you will sum the sales across furniture. Is it right?
Yes.
Okay, and suppose I ask you this, that tell me the total sales amount. So tell me the total sales amount across all the products. So now the question, you'll think that okay, I have to tell the total sales amount across whole the data, right? So there I do not need to create any category, because he's asking me the total sales across the whole data. So remember, whenever you face any aggregation question, you need to ask yourself one thing, the most important thing, that across which category do I need to do? Do I need to do across whole data, or do I need to do across some variable? Okay, so this is the first question that you should be asking yourself whenever you give any uh, whenever you face any categorical question. Okay, any doubt, anyone, before I move ahead? All good, right? So what will you do? So basically, as I mentioned, there is a proper architecture to this, how to solve this, but again, I'm not going there yet. Just let's understand what this function do. So the first thing what we need to do whenever we face any aggregation question is that we need to ask ourselves, across what? Okay, this is very important. If you don't, because a lot of time this will be explicitly mentioned in the question, lot of time this will not be mentioned, right? It is your duty as a candidate basically to ask yourself across what. Okay, so aggregation questions, as I mentioned, first of all, they are reformatting the data that is given. So you have to, like for example, let's say you are given a data. Okay, you will reformat the data into a new data. Okay, and that data, how to do that? First of all, you need to ask across what, and this becomes your primary key actually, right? Suppose you have to you have to do aggregation across a variable, then that variable becomes your primary key. Okay, and after that, rest of the steps remain same. You can order by, you can filter, you can for example limit, those things remain same. Okay, so we'll study more in detail. Let's start solving basic questions on this. Okay, then we'll study the difference between having and where. Like you would have, a lot of you would have heard about what is the difference between having and where. So suppose, let's say I ask you this question. Okay, that first question, that tell me the total number of orders. So how will you do? How will you go about it? Don't tell me the formula. Just tell me the logic. What will you use? So I asked, what is the total number of orders in this data?
Count the orders.
Count of orders, count of distinct.
Count the orders.
But again, I mentioned don't go to the formula first. First, what did I ask? Tell me the total. Tell me the total orders. So what question you should ask yourself first?
Is
On
it
basis of what
category
we count.
based on the category based
Yes.
or
The
whole?
first question
Different orders.
again, guys. Don't go to. I said I know you guys know things. Okay, let's not go there. You know, count. It's very good. Okay, but please let's think logically first. Okay, I asked the question. How many orders are there? Okay. So what should be your first question to yourself?
It
First
is
question
Basis of
should
what
be
we
tell
count.
me across
categorized
what?
by
Do you want
whole
do you
data.
want do you want order count across whole data, or you want the total count across some category? Remember this, I told you. Whenever
Yes.
you hear an aggregation question, good thing that you guys know. ठीक है, अभी यहाँ पे कुछ competition नहीं हो रहा है, but start thinking the way I am telling you, right? If you really want to understand. Okay, so first of all, whenever an aggregation question comes, so first of all, do this thing. Whenever a question comes, right, first you have to think yourself whether it is a customized selection, okay, or it is an aggregation question. As it, okay, right now, because we are doing aggregation today, so most of the question will be aggregation, but in general no one is going to tell you, because these categories I have created. No, like, it's not that they are given somewhere, right? So whenever you face any question, first you need to ask yourself whether it is a customized selection or it is an aggregation question. Okay, now once you have decided that this is an aggregation question, you have to ask whatever aggregation so what all aggregation is being asked and across what. Okay, presently we are doing a basic question only. So I asked how many orders are there. How many orders are there? So what should be your first question? Across what? Satvik, tell me, do you want the total orders across the whole data, or do you want the total across orders across some category? Okay, is it clear? Any doubt, anyone? Yes, please. Okay, right. So the first question was, tell me the total orders. Now you asked me, so I'll ask you a question. Tell me the total orders. You have to ask me, Sadhu, tell me, do you want total orders across the whole data, or you want the total orders across a particular category? I said I want total orders across the whole data, right? So if I want the total across orders across all the data, what do I need to do? Remember, all the data. So what is the primary key? This is the primary key, right? I want distinct. How many primary keys are there technically? Because primary key is a distinct one. So the function for this is count. Okay, you do count of whatever from your data. So let's go to the question. Let's go to the SQL table. So I'll open Postgres. Okay, so we have this data here, right? Now I have to know what is the total number of orders. So what will I do? I will do select. Now select, okay, count of. So when you do count of star, basically it what does it do? That whatever primary key is there, okay, so when you just do count of star, it will take the whole data and it will count the number of values inside the primary keys. Okay, so select count of star from sales data. Okay, so it will give you the total number of counts. Any doubt, anyone? Is it clear? So the first function that we did was basically how do you select? So we do first is select uh, count, you can say count total number of orders. Okay, this is my first function. Okay, now let's say I have to do a next question. The next question that I'm asking you is tell me what is total sales amount. So how will you do this?
By doing the sum of all the sales
Guys,
amount,
again you are skipping. If you know
or
something, don't be that smart, right?
ask from myself that I have to do from whole data or category
Or
wise.
a category. Okay, then I am telling you, yes, you have to do across the whole data. Okay, now tell me. Okay, so the total, so what you need to do exactly, basically you need to take sum, uh, right now, because we know that I have to get the total sum. So what I need to do, I need to sum all of the sales data across all the category. Is it fine? So the method to do this is using sum function. When you use sum function of the variable, okay, it will sum across all the values. So try to do that on your system. So we will do select sum of sales underscore amount from sales data. Okay, so I'll do this. Let's run this. I got it. Okay, so we did, so this is sum. So here we are using the aggregation function sum. Here we are using count. Okay, let's say I ask you how many product categories are there. How will you do this?
Uh, Counting a products. Okay.
Yeah,
Counting a
please, please.
product category of whole according to the whole data. Yeah, whole data. Counting the
Right.
product cat.
So I ask you how many products are there. So you will ask me, you want, the question is self-evident that I want across the whole data. Okay, but still, just to
use
confirm, yeah, 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 please.
we
Hello,
can use distinct
guys. I
operation.
told you, please don't move ahead. Right. मैं शुरू करूंगा फिर मैं बहुत एंड तक पहुंच जाऊंगा. Please just go by whatever I have taught till now. Don't bring additional things. Okay. I haven't taught distinct yet. Okay. So let's not move ahead. Just go by only what I have taught. Okay. So I ask you that how many products are there. So you will ask me, do you want across whole data or do you want across some category? But question is self-evident that I want total product categories which are present there. Okay. So what will you do? You have to count the basically different products which are present inside this. So let's say third question is, I'm asking how many products are there. Okay, so far what functions have we seen? We have seen count, we have seen sum. Okay, so let us say I do select count of product. What is the variable name? The variable name is product category. Okay, so I do product category, product underscore category from sales data. Okay, so now let's check this. So tell me, what is the issue till now? What is the issue with this? We are getting 25. Based on
Mhm.
whatever we have discussed, tell me why I'm getting 25 rather getting uh like what, how many, like there are 5 or 6 product categories.
They are calculating duplicates also. For example, electronics, first time it comes and then second time it also count that.
So what is it? Yes. So what is it doing that? It is just doing count of product category. So what it will do, it will go to the column product category, okay, and start counting one by one. So it will count this as well. It will count this as well. So it will be counting everything, right? So for example, I do tell me count of order ID. Okay. So or tell me count of product category. So what it does, it goes to one by one each of the rows and start counting it. So electronics it counted, it will start counting electronics once again, right? So there is a repetition of things. Okay. So what, right? So do you understand why this method will not work directly if I say select count of product rate? So what do I need to do? I need to use a verb, as someone mentioned, distinct. Okay, select distinct. So when you do distinct keyword, it will go. So suppose, let's say I run this code. Okay, select
We don't have any
yeah,
duplicate
we
here.
do distinct product underscore category. Okay, uh, sorry, what's the variable name?
You have mentioned capital C.
Typo error product.
Oh,
Product
product.
underscore
Yeah, spelling is
Product.
incorrect. Product underscore category. Okay, so I'll get distinct. So it has given me distinct, but it has not given me count, right? So when I do select distinct of for any variable, it will show me all the distinct values, right? So see the difference. If I don't use distinct, what it will show me, it will show me the whole column, as I mentioned, right? And when you do count on this product category, it starts counting all the rows. Okay, but when you do distinct, it will only it will only show you the distinct values. Okay, uh select distinct product category. Wait a second. uh, I just need to, okay, so it has given you all the distinct values. Now when you do select count of distinct product category from this, then it should give you the result. Okay, is it clear now? Why? I know someone told me count. It is right, guys, but let's not move. I know we know a lot of things, but again, this is a SQL course from basics. There are people who do not know anything about SQL, so for them, I need to teach, right? So, just whenever I ask something, only answer me based on whatever we have discussed so far. Let's not move too much ahead. Okay, we will move. We will do advanced things as well. Don't worry about that. So, is this concept clear? Why and how to use count distinct? Anyone? Any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you need to ask yourself why distinct is required, why it is not required, right? Most of us, we blindly start writing count distinct or non-distinct, but we should know why it is there and like in what scenarios do we need to use them. Okay. Now just let's do one last basic question. After we'll move little bit advanced questions. So like there are a lot of methods. If you know, there is, for example, there is max, there is min, there is average. Okay. Uh, you can check, like there are a lot of functions, the concept remains same. Okay, whether you're calculating average, you're calculating maximum or minimum, it remains same. For example, let us say I have to calculate, uh, so I give you two questions, for example. So let's say the question says, um, determine maximum sales amount. Okay, or fifth, let's say I will give you, we have already done the distinct ones, we have done. Just let me say, let me add someone in the call. Okay, or let me just check the data. Uh, Product categories, country, how many countries are there in the data set, right? So let's say the question is how many countries are there in the data set. Okay, for example, how many distinct countries are there in the data set? Let's say I ask you this. So how will you, so tell me the how will you solve this? Give me simple queries for these two questions, question 4 and question 5. So the determine the max sales amount across the whole data, determine the distinct countries across the I asked are there in the data set, it means across the whole data set. For 4, max sales amount across the whole data. Right. So how will we do it? We will simply do select max of sales, max of sales underscore amount from my sales underscore data. Right. This is what we will do.
Right.
Sales data. Sorry. Okay. And similarly, we can do if I have to get the suppose let's say I have to get average. So I will do average. Okay. Then I will do, for example, minimum. Okay. I need to get this average, minimum, max. Or okay. So let's run all these. So I'll get the minimum. If I run this, I'll get the average, right? So you can get those kind of things. Okay. Majorly we use these only, max, min, average. But like we will see as questions come, we will try to address, but the conceptually they will remain same. If it is an aggregation question, you need to ask across what, right? So far we have seen only those questions where we are creating things across whole data. Okay, now we will move towards little bit more towards. Now let me ask you the next question. Okay, the next question, question number 6 is, tell me. Yes, please.
Sir, I have just come in a doubt that we have used in a above statement like a count, then district product category from sales data, right?
Yes.
Uh, what if next time it comes to aggregate, we have to use two aggregate function on which how we will prioritize the first we have to use this and then we can also use that no, select distinct then count product category.
Please repeat again.
No, I am saying that how to choose a which aggregate function first, then second, because alternately we can also write that like that also. No, select distinct count product category from sales data.
Now think logically. Your question is right. Let's think logically. Okay. Suppose you do select count of product category. Okay. From sales data. Okay. Suppose we do this first. Yes, right. You're asking this, right? Hello.
Yes, sir. In an alternate way, that first I would count a distinct product category, then found a count product.
So that's what we have done. We have taken distinct product category first, then we have taken a count.
Okay, okay. That's same thing. Oh, that you were writing that count product category and
Suppose you
then
do count product category first. Okay, what will happen? Tell me. Now people might be questioning, why don't we do like this? Why don't I do like this? I take distinct count. You're asking this, right? Why don't we do like this?
yes, 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 yes.
Agreed? Can someone answer
Agree,
me this
agree.
question? Why are we not doing this? That's why I explained that. That's why I say whenever you see, don't start coding without visualizing. Okay. This now tell me guys why this code is. First tell me, is this code correct or not? If it is not correct, what is the reason?
No, because what how this will work is, first thing we have taken a count of product category, and product categories are like many which are also including duplicate, and after so basically count of this will give all the duplicates, and doing a distinct on that will not work. I think it will not give the still, I mean, the distinct on the count which is it
Yeah.
will
So
not
basically,
work.
what is happening? Let me show you. Let's do step by step. Okay. Suppose we are not using. Let's go first. This will run. Inside query will run, right? So once, what is the result when this run? It will give me. Remember, we did this. What it will do? Count a product category. It will go to product category. Okay. And what it will do? It will count all the rows which are present in it. Correct? How many rows are there?
25.
I think
25.
25.
25, right? So when you run this, what will happen?
No, you can't do a distinct on a number,
Right.
single
So
number.
first, when you do this, you will get 25, which is the result. Now, so the question becomes select distinct 25 from the data. So what? So right. So now when you write down distinct, that suppose you add distinct over this, distinct of this, okay, from sales data. Now what did this result? This resulted in 25, right? Select distinct 25 from sales data. What does this mean? This does not mean anything. Are you getting my point? But once
Yes,
we
yes.
do this, let's say I do this, remove this one. So what it will do first of all, it will select the distinct product categories. So it has given me a data, right? Now I am counting over it. Okay. So now I am counting the number of rows in this data. That's why it is giving me result. But when I'm doing the opposite way, I'm getting 25. Distinct of 25 means nothing. Is it clear? Guys, is it clear? Otherwise, tell me, I will explain again.
Clear.
Clear.
Okay.
Clear.
So this is very important to know. It's a very good question which you asked, that why don't we use the other order? So you need to think logically that, okay, if I run the inside one, what will be the result? Okay. So that's why I was saying, don't just blindly code. First of all, start thinking that, okay, when I run the internal code, what will be the result? Okay. I will get a data. When I do count on a data makes sense, but count on a number does not make sense. Distinct number does not make sense. So select distinct 25. It doesn't mean anything, right? So that's why we go in that particular category. You don't need to mug up this, that, okay, once you start coding, you will automatically realize that count will not come inside, count will come outside. Okay. All clear, everyone? Okay. Okay, now let's move to the next type of questions, is that what is the total sales across, so what is the total sales across various products? Now tell me, how will you approach this? So always, whenever you get a question, right, try to visualize it. Okay, before coding, try to visualize it. So for example, this is the data set. Okay, this is the data set that we are having. And what do we have? We have sales across product category. So I have a sales variable which is populated from here to here. Now they're asking, and this is the primary key. The primary key was some customer ID. Okay. Now they're asking, I want sales across products. So what will be the expected output table? What are they asking me? Try to visualize that. So they're asking me what is the total sale across various products. So for example, let us say I have product A, B, C, and they're asking me sales across this. Okay. So this is a new variable and this is the total sales across that. So what will be happening eventually? So let's see. Let's try to see in the Excel first. Then we'll go towards coding. Okay. So first of all, suppose we want across. So let me just copy this data. Okay, let's come down. So yeah, I want to calculate total sales across each product category. So first of all, remember when we were doing total sales across whole product, what we were doing? We were simply selecting the whole table, okay, and then we were summing the sales amount. Agreed? Whatever sales
Yes,
amount
agree.
we were doing this. Now what we now we do not need to sum the sale across the whole data. Now what they have asked us, give me across each product category. So what do I need to do? I need to bring each the similar product categories together, right? So what will I do exactly? Suppose, so I will, so let me just put a filter here. So data filter. So let's say there's a product category books. Okay. So I will select the books. Okay. I will bring them together. Right now they are not together, if you see. Okay. Now after books, I will select clothing. So now I will bring the clothing together. Okay. After clothing, what is the next product category? What is happening? Electronics. Okay. So electronics will come together. After electronics, what will come together? Furniture. Guys, it's good that you know the solution, but please try to focus what I'm trying to teach. Okay. I just don't want to give an answer. I want you guys to think why do we have such an answer? Because once I give complex questions, you will not be able to solve because you will not have this concepts clear in your mind. Okay. So first, see. So this is how the categories will be created. Okay. And so my data should look like this, right? If I have to calculate sum across each product. So now what will happen? So let's say this is books. Okay. Now this books will be, you can say, will look like this. Okay. Then a clothing will look like this. Right. And then your electronics will go there. Electronics will come here. So let's say this is electronics, this is furniture, and this is toys. Okay. And this is your toys. So what did I do exactly? Can someone tell me? What process did I do manually?
First, you have grouped the
All the product categories.
Right. So whenever someone asks me that give me the total sales across product category, so I have grouped the books together. Okay. I've grouped the clothing together, electronic, everything together. Right. And now what will I do? Now the process remains same. I have to just sum this, I have to sum this, I have to sum this, I have to sum this, and I have to sum this. Correct? So this is sum 1, this is sum 2, this is sum 3, this is sum 4. Okay, this is sum 5. Okay, so for each of the category, this sum will be created. Now, what will be the query? So what will the query for this? So remember, so far we were doing select sum of variable, okay, from my table. Now an additional thing is added because now I'm doing it across a variable. So I will add a group by here. I'll say select sum from table group by. Okay. So basically I'm reducing this data. This is called a reducer. So basically, instead of 5 rows, I will get 1 row only. So if I go to the data, for example, here, select sum of sales underscore amount, sales of amount from sales data. Okay. Now, thing is that if I just if I don't mention group by, what will happen? It will give me the overall sum, correct? But here, what have I done? I have group by, and what is my variable name? It is product category. So product underscore category. Group by product underscore category. Okay. Now when I do this, I will get this. Now what do we see here? We see that okay, I have got sum, but I don't have the product categories here. So I want the product categories as well. So what will I do? I'll write down product underscore category comma sum of sales amount. Okay. So this will give me across each product category what is my sum. Is it clear, everyone? Is the logic clear that why do we need, like, how things happen in back end, right? Whenever you do any summation, any aggregation, you group by things. Okay. So generally, yeah.
So here you have added the group by at the end of the statement, right?
Yes.
Means
Yes.
first you have selected the product, the sum of the sales amount, and then after that the clause is group by.
Yes.
Can we like do it how we have done it earlier on? Like see, you have done a count in distinct of product. So instead of group by at the end, can we give it like after select product category, group by product
No,
categories?
no. So the order of writing your SQL queries look like this. Okay. I'll speak about this tomorrow, but the order in which you write SQL statements, they look like select, okay, from, where, group by, order by, limit, offset. Okay. So this is the order in which you have to write. You cannot change it.
Okay. So this is the general rule, you mean?
This is a SQL. This is like a rule of SQL databases, that you have to write or in this order only.
Mm-hmm.
So if something is not there, for example, let's say here we have not used where, so you can skip it. Okay.
Yeah.
But you cannot do like this, that you write group by ahead of where, right? So if where is present, it should come above group by.
Okay. Right. And other question is like group by. Okay, I understood, but I think I'm confusing between group by and order by, because group by will also do a grouping on that particular category on what we have like for example here like the sales group by the product category, and order by suppose if we do a order by I'm confused actually.
What does order by do?
It will sort on that column.
Yes, order by sorts and group by groups. So what is the meaning of sorting? If I say here that, for example, let us say I have grouped the details here. Okay. Suppose I want to sort. Okay. So what will happen?
Yeah, I got it. Okay, so
Got it,
it
right?
will, yeah. Okay,
If I have
okay.
to sum my sales in a group, sum will not change, right? Because does not matter if 74.9 comes upper or 100 comes, that does not matter. Order does not matter here. Order will matter. Suppose I ask you which is my top sale, which is my second most sale amount, right?
Okay,
But when
got
I'm
it.
asking total sales amount, there you don't need an order, because you are summing up everything. Does not matter whether it is rank 1, rank 2, rank 3. You are taking sum of everything.
Yeah, okay.
Got it? So
Got it.
order by means sorting, group by means grouping together.
Yeah.
All good?
Yeah.
Anyone, any doubt? Join is there, but I have not covered join yet, so let's go step by step only. Okay, so far, so again tomorrow we will study this. So this is how you write it, but this is not how the things are executed. Things are executed in some different way, order, right? I'll speak about the order of execution tomorrow, but today we just did the basic uh, group by. Okay, all good, everyone?
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes.
I just getting it that whenever we are using a aggregate function, we are not using a where clause. We are using a
No,
group
no,
by
it's
clause.
just that we have not seen a question. Once a question like that comes, we will use where as well.
Okay, okay.
Abhi tak we are doing pretty easy questions. Okay, we'll get difficult questions as well. There we will do where as well. Okay, don't worry. Where is there? Where the things do not change. The order which I mentioned, keep this in mind. Okay, so basically so far just keep this in mind that whenever, for example, if you're just starting SQL and you don't know things, do one thing. Simply, before writing the SQL code, okay, write down these things, as I mentioned, and try to fill in the statement, fill in, like we do fill in the blanks, right? Try to fill in the values. What should come under select? What should come under from? Is whereby required or not? If whereby is not required, you can skip it. But remember, you cannot do things like, okay, let's do order by before where. You cannot do that. Okay, so if something is missing, you can skip it, but you cannot change the order. That is important to know. Okay, so for now, uh, whenever you see any question, just copy this particular thing and try to fill in the blanks for next few questions. You will understand it. Is it clear? Anyone, any doubt? Okay, so now next I'm giving you a question. So let's solve this question now. Let me just take the data. I say, what is the total count of orders per country? How will you do this? So, what is the total count of orders per country? Think logically, right? Don't just blindly code. Use the structure that I have given you. Use the syntaxes that I have given you. Then only write down. So, think with reasoning, because see, these are easy questions. The moment I switch to difficult questions, if these concepts are not clear to you, you will stuck there. Okay. So, follow the structured approach that I am telling you. No, there is no limit on the number of columns you can group by. I will show you. You can group on any number of columns. You can group by country, product ID, products. So there are multiple things that you can do. We'll study them once we move to little advanced questions. You will see that. So guys, please try to write code for this. What is the total count of orders per country? Okay. So let's see this. We want to total, it is exactly the similar question like we did here, right? Total sales across various products. Now what it has changed, it has just changed that we want total count of orders per country. Okay, so let's go to the data. First of all, we want across country total number of orders. So just like we did the grouping here, what will happen, we will do grouping across country. Okay, so technically, so now I'm not like drawing the table here. I'll come to this board. Okay. So what will your final table look like? So let's try to visualize that. Your table that I'm asking will look like, so let's say this is your table. Okay. What will you do? You will group across various countries. Suppose this is country 1, this is country 2. Okay. And so on you will do. Like depending upon how many countries are present in the data set. So you will say this is country 1, this is country 2, this is country 3, this is country 4, this is country 5. Okay, this is asked, and inside each country there will be multiple rows. For example, this is the row 1 in the country 1. Okay, this is the row 2 in the country 2, and similarly it will happen for other rows as well, right? So what you have to do technically, you have to go to each of the group and you have to count the number of rows inside each country. Count rows in each country. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Right. So let's go to the question. When I simply do that, select count of, for example, where's my data? Count of country from sales data. Select count of country from sales data. Let's say do this. So what will come?
Total number of entries in country column.
Total number of,
Yeah, but it will give countries are like there can be duplicate countries also,
yes,
so this will
yes.
not.
Once I run this, I'll get the total number of rows which are present in the, so there are 25,
Yeah,
right? That
yeah.
is not the right answer. What do I need to do? I need the count of orders across the per country. Okay, so
This
what do I need to, if I do from sales data, let's say group by country.
country.
Okay, once I do this, so what it will do, it will group the data and then give me total country across each row.
Hmm.
Right? And suppose I want to see country as well. So what will I do? I'll say give me country and group by country. Okay, so it will give me a row like this. So I've got country and its count. Now suppose I ask you the next question. Give me let's say give me total count and total sales across each country. How will you do this?
Say, adding just sum of sales
Right.
with
So
count
what is
category.
happening here? You are just now, we instead of, remember someone asked me how many group by how many aggregation can we do? We can do as many aggregation as we want across country. So one aggregation was count of country. Okay, so second country, suppose I want total sales, so I will say sum of sales amount. Okay, sum of sales underscore amount from sale, sorry, so I will remove this, I'll remove this. from sales data. Okay, so what is happening? First of all, I'll write down all the variables that I need. First of all, I need country, then I need count of country, then I need this. Okay, then this. So let's see what comes. Okay, so I have got the total sum across all. Now let's say I just change it for, instead of country, I'll say across products. Okay, so I will say instead of country, I'll say product category. Wait a second, country. Sorry, I didn't mention. I have to mention product category here. So we have got this thing. All good, everyone? So there are total 5 products in each category, and the total sum of sales across each is this much. Now suppose I ask you the next question on this. Give me okay. And
But Satvik,
yeah,
sorry to interrupt you. In this code, actually, we also count the country.
where are we counting country? Sorry, we needed product category. Sorry,
Okay. Okay.
it will remain same although, but because the values are same, but yeah, it will remain product category. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, product category, or I will say select count of product. We want count of product ID in each, right? So we will, instead of product category, I will say let's do order ID. It will be more intuitive. Okay. Now suppose I ask you the next question, that to over this, that return me we can only select only group by column. I will come to this. I'll come to this concept in a few minutes. Okay, don't worry. I'll tell you about this. This is the correct query. Okay, now suppose I ask you this question, that on this data, tell me uh, top product. Tell me most selling product. Something like that. I ask you. How will you do this? I don't want you to use max function. Tell me how will you do this? Tell me the most selling product.
Do we use order by?
You guys have to tell me.
Yeah, we can use order by on sales value.
Exactly. So now we have this data created. Now remember, try to remember the discussion that we did in earlier classes. When we had to find the top product or top 2 product, what did we do? We simply used to order by. So I will do, after group by comes order by, and let's say, remember, whenever you are writing this variable, right, suppose you say count of order by, you can always use this as, and you can give it a name. So for example, as a order count. Okay, and you can sum of sales, you can say total underscore sales. So you can use the variable name as. Okay, so this will become the final label of your column. So I can say order by total underscore sales. Okay, descending. Now once I run this, so I have sorted the data. So I have grouped the data as well, and I have sorted the data as well. Now suppose I want the top. So what I will do, I'll say limit 1. Okay, so this will give me the top product.
Can't we use max here?
We can use. I just told that I don't want you to use max right now, but you can use max as well.
I'm not understanding this as part. So.
Or just see here. For example, let's say I just don't use this. Okay. Select of this total order by. Okay. So let's do one thing. This is the table. What is the name of this column? Count sum. Correct?
Yeah.
I want to change the name.
Okay.
So you will say as order underscore count, as total underscore. Suppose you want to give it a custom name. Okay. Select product categories as, let's say, product type. So you can change the label names. Okay. By using as. So now see, the labels have changed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Got it?
So,
So
Satvik, we can say that as is used to create another column.
no,
With,
as is just used to change the label, not another column. We are not creating a new column here. We are just renaming the column.
Yeah. So means right now, if we just give this query as, then actually in the database table the names will be changed, or
The database will not be changed. This new table will be changed. So
yeah,
there
yeah,
will be no effect on sales data.
yeah, that is clear, but the column names will get changed, right? When once we do as, then like earlier the name was, say, suppose A, and we do we write this query, then and we change it as, then we give B.
Yes, it will overwrite. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Can we use the alias name? Okay, let's do that. So see, we cannot do that because see, when you say group by this, right, it has to be based on what you're selecting. So for example, let's say you say this as, let's say, ABC. Let's do this. Let's see if it comes or not. You will not come. What is the reason? Because technically now you are grouping by a name ABC. Okay. Now, do you find ABC name here anywhere?
Actually, my question was that if we give a alias to product category like ABC, then can we do group by ABC?
Yeah, that you can do. So that only ABC will work. Let me show you. So suppose I try to do product category here. Let's see if it comes or not. Okay, so it is taking both, right? So you can do. I think you can. I was thinking that it will not take, but yeah, you can do ABC as well.
Okay, thank you.
Satvik, so in one query, how many times we can use group by? Let's suppose we have
And
applied.
I'll show you. You can use as many numbers. I'll show you. I'll show you that.
Okay.
Okay. Is this clear to everyone? Now before we go to a break, just one more concept I would like to teach here is that, for example, let us say someone asks, can we do across multiple groups? Okay, so let's say I want a product in each region. So let's do one thing. In each region, what is the total sale across each book? Something like that. Okay, so I say, give me total sales across each product category in each region. Something like this question is available, for example. Okay, so what is happening here? Give me total sales across each product category in each region. Tell me.
So we need to use group by in both the option like region and product category.
We will add vision in both the select query and the group by also.
But
Like
there,
select
there are
product
but there are two
category.
ways. For example, let's say if I ask you this, there can be two possibilities. First, you create group across region. Okay, let's say this is your region 1. Okay, suppose this is your region 1 and this is your region 2. Okay, and in each region you have, for example, a product category. Suppose you have a product category here, product 1. This is your product category 2. Will it be like this, or will it be like the other way around?
This depends upon which we are giving the first, like whether we are giving product category then region, or we are giving region then
Yeah,
product
so it
category.
depends upon the question, right? There can
Yeah.
be two types of category. Uh, just like we do order by. If you remember in order by, right, we used to do one is our main first sorting, then second, right? The order matters. For example, in the order by, we used to do like this: order by, let's say column 1, column 2, column 3, right? So what happens? First of all, it sorts by column 1, then inside column 1, then it sorts by column 2, then column 3. Similarly, in grouping also, you write, first of all, based on the question, you need to decide which should be your outer group, which should be your inner group, which should be your further subgroup, something like that. Okay, so if you read the question, what do you think will be the main group?
Region.
Right? So first of all, I need to group across region, and inside each region there should be product category. So how is it going to be? Let's say this is your data. Okay, so I'll just take 2 minutes to create this so that it visually it's clear to you. Okay, so let's say this is my data. First of all, what will happen? I will be filtering across regions. Okay, so I'll go to this data, put a filter, and in the, okay, so suppose I select the region North America. Got it? So what will happen? First of all, this North, so I'll just take two example and try to explain you. So let's say this North America will come first, and then let's say another region comes, for example, Australia. Let's say come Australia. Okay, so this is the region. First of all, your grouping will be done over these two. Okay, now inside this, what they have asked, they've asked you, so this is my major grouping, if you see, right? So this is my major grouping, North America. You can see that, and inside that we have Australia. We have two groups. So now inside this, we also want to group across products. So what will happen? I have multiple products here, right? If you see electronic, clothing, furniture. Okay, now they are not repeating, but let's say I do one more thing. Insert row. Okay, so let's say I add another row here, for example, and this is electronics. Okay, so what will happen? You will group electronics together, right? So inside this particular group, what will be happening, that insert row, this electronics which was present here, it will move from here and it will go here. Is it correct? So what will happen? You will have inside each of the group, you will have further subgroups. So if you see, this is a further subgroup present. Okay, and then you have more groups inside it. So this is a clothing, you will have for clothing, you will have for furniture. So first you will have a major outer group which is present here. Okay, which is present here, the outer group, and after that you will have an internal group as well, which you will create based on product category. Is it clear? And you will create as many groups as possible, subgroups. There are a lot of, everything is possible. Okay, any doubt, anyone? Now let's go to this particular question. Suppose what we will do, so now how to write this query? Query will be, first of all, you will write down what is my outer group. So what is my outer group here? It is region, correct? So I'll say select region. Okay. After region, what is my internal group? It is my product underscore category, okay, comma, sum of sales amount from sales data. Okay. Group by. Now remember, the key point here is that all, so there are two types of variable I mentioned. This is a numerical variable on which we are summing or we are doing the aggregation, and apart from this we have categorical variables, whatever we are using. In the group by, you need to mention all the categorical variables. You cannot do that, okay, I only mentioned region and let's say run the query. This will give you an error. Okay. So remember always, all the categorical variable, all the grouping variable that you're creating here should come here as well. So it means product underscore category should come here. Okay. Now when I run this, it will give me the result. Is it clear, guys? Now what you can do, you can use order by as well. Suppose I do order by region. Okay. And what it will do, it will simply club them together. So it will club Africa together, it will club Asia together. Those things you can do. Yeah, please, someone is asking anything.
So Satvik, I have a doubt. So
Yeah.
why do we need to use product category in the group by section where we need to only we require only grouping only by region wise?
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
No. If, for example, if we don't have duplicates in product category, still do we need to use product category in group by?
If we don't have duplicates in product category,
I mean, like, as per the question, we need not to arrange product category in group by section. Still, we have to do.
what is the question? Total sales across each product category in each region.
Yeah, okay. As per this question, okay, but because while you were explaining, you said that we need to put all the categorical thing in group by, right?
Yeah, so I mentioned all the category, for example, region and product category are, you need to ask, am I putting any aggregate function on that? If not, I need to put in the group by clause. I didn't get your question completely.
No, and I understood. Right. Thank you.
Okay. And remember, instead of writing variable names, you can also write down 1, 2. It means the order in which they're coming. For example, region, product category. Okay. So you can directly mention them as well. Because a lot of time you add 50 variables. You don't want to name again and again. So you can simply group by 1 and 2. 1 means region, 2 means product category.
Hello Satvik, I'm still not getting it. Why we have to write that also, the
What?
region and product category in group by.
Okay.
In previous statements, we have only used say only just like the if you see in the previous statement, we use product category.
Yes.
A simple product category. Why?
Tell me what is the difference between this question and this question? Just tell me from English perspective. Don't look at the code. Just tell me from English
We
perspective.
have to tell total sales across each category and in each region.
In each category, in each region, right?
Yes.
If I do just, if I, let's say I do not tell you product category. Suppose you ask, I remove this product category. Okay. It will show me across each region.
Yes.
Okay. Am I able to see across each product category in each region?
No. Yes,
The question
we are
says
missing that.
the The question says I want to visualize in each region in each product. So I want to break the region as well across products. If you see
Okay.
the table that I created here, I had created this particular region. This is one region, right? Inside each region, I want across each category as well.
Okay. I'm now clearing.
Are you
See?
sure?
Yes, now little bit have been clear now after watching the repeat.
No, don't wait for recording. Ask right now only. Ask right. Don't wait for recording. What is your
Now
doubt?
I'm getting it. No, I'm now getting it now. Just now clicking in my head now. I'm getting it. We have just we are in this second question. We have to give a product category and plus we have also tell the region also.
Yes. So
So that's
whatever you
why.
write here, it depends upon the question. Okay.
Okay.
If the question is asking me, see, the question is asking across each product category in each region. So this is, tell me, if for this question, is this the right answer? Just tell me this. Forget the query.
No.
Because I have given across region, but I have not given the breakup
The
across
product
product,
category. Yes.
right? If I want to bring a product category as well, I need to include that as well. Okay. Product category as well. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Now look at this. Which answer makes more sense as per the
This one.
right? So what is happening? You have created Africa, for example. In Africa, you have given your result across each product category as well, right? If you do you see this? In Asia, you have given across each product as well. In Australia, you have given across each product as well.
Yes, sir.
Don't shy away. If you still have doubt, you can ask. It's very obvious to have doubts. Don't worry. Just
No.
make,
I'm now getting it.
okay. Tell me, do I need both variables in order by as well? If not, then why not?
So if you're not mentioned in the select, that's not.
Yeah. If the question has asked you to specifically order by, then you need to. Otherwise, you don't need to do order by. Okay. I just did order by to show you. Just based on this concept that we have learned, we will do some questions. There is a concept of group by having where and having as well, but we will do that tomorrow once we do the understand the order of execution. Okay. So let's take a break, 10-minute break, and come back and practice few questions based on whatever we have covered so far. Okay, and it will clear our concepts more.
I have
Yeah.
one question.
Yeah.
In group by session, you are using 1 and 2 numerical values instead of that character.
Yeah.
Can we use the same like that in order?
Let's do that. Why we cannot do that in? Tell me. Okay, let's do one thing. Group by this. Let's say I do order by 2. Okay. Descending. Let's see if it comes or not. It comes.
Okay.
Okay. So 1 means first variable, 2 means second variable.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Guys, so let's take a 10-minute break and let's come back after so right now it's 8:41 in India. Let's connect at 8:55. Let's take a 14-minute break. Okay. And we'll resume after that. If anyone has any doubt, please ask me. I'm here on call. Otherwise, you can take a 14-minute break. Let's resume in 13 minutes.
Here the like order by we can do it on multiple like we can sort on multiple columns also, right? As you earlier
Yes,
said.
you can do. So suppose you want to do on 2 first and 1 after, right? So first you want to sort product and then region, then you can do that as well.
So in this case, I actually maybe I'm confusing when we do a order by in on different columns. Like how is it like working? Like first it sorts on the first like whatever the order, the first column,
First
and
it
then
sorts on this, then it sorts on this.
so the second sorting will be applied after the first
After the first
sorting is-
sorting. So let me show you how the sorting is done. Okay. Yeah. So let me take this data. Okay. So let's say this data is there. Okay. Let's remove everything, every color. Okay. First of all, let us say we have to sort. The variable to sort is through basically, let's say we want to sort across product category and region. Okay. So let's say these are the two variables. So what will happen? Let's first of all do region. Okay. So I'll go to data. I'll I'll sort it across region. Okay. So sort by region, and let's say region I want to do ascending to descending, right? I mean descending to like Z to A, I mean to say. So what will happen if you see inside this is sorted, right? First S, then E, then A, then A and Africa. Okay. Is it this much clear? The
yeah,
first sorting.
yeah.
Now when you do the second variable sorting, what will happen? This order will not change. South America will come at the first only. Inside this, everything will change. Okay. So let's do one more thing. So let's do the next sorting.
Okay,
When
so
we do,
basically we are freezing that column when we do a first sort.
yeah, when we do first sort, we are freezing that column. It will not change. Now when I add next, suppose I add a next column. Okay. So see, sort by region, then by. So when you do sort A comma B, it means first you have frozen the first as you mentioned. Now we will suppose I have to sort by country. Okay. And country also need to do descending to ascending. Okay. Z to A. Now see what has happened. Your this has not changed.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Your this will remain same. The so like if those who are there, see your South America will not change. Just this has changed. Correct.
Correct.
Now suppose I want to do further sorting. Let's say I want to do on product categories. Okay. Let's say I do data sorting. I did on country. Okay. And suppose I want to do again on, let's say I want to add some variable. Uh, let's say I want to do across sales amount and smallest to largest. Okay. Right now, this is not smallest to largest, right?
Yeah.
This is happening because of some formatting of the data. Let me just correct it. So let me show you in the SQL query only. Okay. It will be easier for that to grasp. In Excel, there was some formatting issue. So let's say this is my select star from sales data. Okay. Let's pick few columns. Let's not pick everything. Let's say I pick order underscore ID. I pick region. I pick country. I pick sales. What is sales amount from sales data? Okay. Let's do this selection. So we have these four columns. Okay. Now from sales data. Now suppose I want to do order by. Okay. My first is region descending. Okay. So what will happen? I've got South America here, right? Now this is only sorted on region descending. So SNEAAA, something like
Yeah,
that is coming, right?
Yeah.
Now I add a next sorting. I add country. Suppose I wanted to sort country by descending.
So every time we need to write a DAC after
It
the
depends.
column
I'm
name.
I'm sorting descending. If you want to ascending, you can just
No,
simply
I'm asking. Yeah, I got that. But we need to write a
yeah. So
after every column.
after every column, you need to write it down.
Okay.
Okay. CBA. Correct.
Yeah.
Now, right now it is not sorted on the sales amount. So I
Sales
can do sales amount. Sales underscore amount
DAC.
DAC. Okay.
Hmm.
Now if I do this,
Yeah.
no, it didn't come. Wait a second.
Hmm.
Is it numeric or no? So what is happening? Let me tell you. Inside each, it is prioritizing this. Remember this. Inside region, it is prioritizing C. Now there is
So
only
for Chile, there is no other
Yes,
data to sort further.
yes.
So that is why 75.
Yes.
In
Yes.
Brazil, but in Brazil, there are like first
In
should
Brazil,
come
there are two,
108.
239 and 108. So 239 is coming ahead, right?
Okay.
That is how it works.
Okay, got it. Can you paste this query?
Is the break is over or we are learning?
We will start in 6 minutes.
Okay.
If anyone has any doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, let's take a break.
Someone can drop a message on WhatsApp because I'm just going a little bit outside, so I will not.
So in 6 minutes, we will start. Just assume that we'll start in 6 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
सात्विक भाई, हम लोग जो भी कैटेगरियल वेरिएबल्स सेलेक्ट स्टेटमेंट में इंक्लूड करते हैं वो ग्रुप बाय में भी करना है, राइट?
वो करना है. अगर वो नहीं करोगे तो एरर आएगा.
हाँ, वही. थैंक यू.
सो याद रखना हमेशा एग्रीगेशन क्वेश्चंस में आपके पास दो टाइप के वेरिएबल्स होंगे. एक होगा कैटेगरिकल और एक होगा जिसके ऊपर एग्रीगेट कर रहे हो. ठीक है. तो जिसके ऊपर एग्रीगेट कर रहे हो वो तो नहीं आएगा ऑफ कोर्स ग्रुप बाई में, बट जो कैटेगरिकल है वो सारे के सारे आपको डालने हैं ग्रुप बाई के अंदर. ठीक है. दैट इज द कॉन्सेप्ट.
थैंक यू.
Means those have to be whether it is order by or group by. If we are include them in the select, we have to include them in this group by or order by also, right?
No, order by is not necessary. Group by is mandatory.
Group by is mandatory.
Let me tell you. For example, let's say you do this. ये वाला क्वेश्चन ही लेते हैं. For example, okay, you have this. Select region, product category, sum of sales amount from data product. Okay, group by 1,2. Okay, let's say I've written this. So now in order by, it is not mandatory to write all because this is the data created. Now in this, it does not matter. I can sort it only one column. I don't need it across both columns. Okay, I can just sort it on by 2 descending. Okay, but group by needs to have both. Order by wait a second. Order by, what is the variable name? Descending. Region, product category, from sales data, group. Okay, yeah. So whatever I mentioned, just a second.
Order by.
Oh, sorry, order by. Yeah. So 1,2, and this has to be, let's say, 2. Okay. So it is not mandatory. Like order by may group by needs. So if I remove 2 from group by, okay, it will give me an error because it must appear in group by clause.
Must appear.
So group by it's mandatory to have. In order by it's not mandatory.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
All clear?
Sorry, if you don't mind, can you repeat once again this last one?
I just said that.
Yeah, please.
you are taking categorical variables and the aggregation variables, right? There are two types of variable in any query. Okay.
Correct.
Now, what, like all the categorical variables which you are taking, they should come in group by. Okay.
Correct.
But it is not mandatory in order by. You can skip order by. Order by is not mandatory. And suppose you use order by, you can use only one of the variable. It will not give you any error. Okay. But in group by, you need to mention both, all the, like suppose there were 3 variables or 4 variables here, you need to mention all of them here.
Okay. Understand.
In order by, it's not mandatory.
Okay. And one more question: order by default it will take ascending order or
Yeah,
descending
by
order?
default it takes ascending.
Okay. Thank you.
And Sadhvik, if we want to sort the data on sales value in this query, then how will we do that?
What you want?
So in the same query, I want to sort the data on sales value as well.
So you can simply do order by. So this is sum, right? This one.
Yeah.
So you can do sum.
But I think region order got changed.
What did change?
Region order got changed.
Yes, so because I'm not including them that in order by right now.
Okay.
Order by only has some, only has this so total sales, right? So if you see what is happening here, I'm sorting only by total sales. Okay. So region and product category will not matter here. All matters, it will change across this, not across anything else.
Okay. Got it. So we have not sorted by region and product category.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, if you mentioned group by 1, 2, grouping by only product category, right?
Sorry?
Group by region and product category, but in the result table, output table, group by product category, first only product category is done here.
No, group by is done through region first.
No. If you is this right way to group by 2? I mean, first product category, then region.
You're asking this?
Yeah.
Yes, you can do that.
Okay.
So it sorted on, it created group on product category first, then on this.
Okay.
So order can change. Like here order can be different, here it can be different. But you have to make sure you are including all the variables.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, exactly, Jayant, right. So whatever we have in select needs to be in the group by, but whatever in group by need not to be in select. Select is used only for displaying purpose. Yes. So yeah, so I think it's the time. Is everyone back? So now Again, I have just given you basics of aggregation. We will study it in more detail tomorrow and in coming classes. Now, based on whatever we have discussed, we have 20 SQL questions. This comprise of everything that we have studied so far. Okay, so let's practice them one by one in the live class. Okay, I'm sharing you the link on the chat in the chat box. Try to open the website and log in. You need to log in. Okay, and that, so just open this link is temporary link. You will not be able to access it in through the main website. I just created this temporary link for this class. Open the link and try to log in. Are you able to log in? Just let me know.
Sir, it is saying that you have reached to 100 limits.
Where?
When I am logging for the continue with Google account.
Is it not letting you log in?
Yes,
No,
same
sir.
for me.
Same problem, sir.
It shows me no account found with this identifier. Please check and try again.
Then forget it. Then let's do this part tomorrow, because I need to check something in the back end. Okay, it's just let me check one thing. If I go to this website is locked right now. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We'll do this part tomorrow. Let's continue our discussion on aggregation only.
It's throwing error like you reached the limit of 100 users.
Yeah, right now it's only for 100 users. So I have to increase the limit on AWS. I will do that. Don't worry, we'll do this tomorrow. So let's continue our discussion on aggregation only, right? So based on this, suppose I ask you the question. Okay, so my next question to you guys based on this data is question number 8. Okay, question number 8 says that tell me the country with the highest number of orders. Can you write query for this? Think logically, then write. Don't just blindly write code. Okay. It's fine. We will do the website part tomorrow. I think I need to just increase the server limit. I will do that. So first, let's study more concepts today. Then we will do the practice tomorrow. No problem. So write down the country with the highest number of orders in this data. Sitaram, your query is incorrect. Read the question once again.
Sure. Okay.
Naresh, your query is also incorrect. Something is missing. Others, please also write query, guys. Just think and let me know how will you do it, or just write query. I will explain, don't worry. Not able to solve? Tell me the country with highest number of orders. First, tell me, will we use count or sum here?
Count, because as per the question, it's highest number. It's not total, right?
Yes. So basically, what will you do? You need to find. Let's try to think the question logically. You have to find the country with the highest number of orders. Okay. So if we go here, so each country. So let's try to break it down. Let's try to break this question. How will we break it? We'll say that okay. We'll find the highest number later. First, let's find the total order in each country. Okay. So I'll break. So what should be my step of approach to solve this question? First of all, I will find total orders in each country. Is it right? Then
Yes.
find the country with max orders. Is it correct? Can I break the question like this?
Yes.
Exactly.
Right. So let's try to break the question in two steps. So the first step is total orders in each country, and second is and find the country with the max order. So how can we get total orders in each country? We have this data, right? We have this data, total order ID and country. So what I can do, select country, count of order underscore ID. From sales data. Will there be group by or not?
Yeah, group by is needed.
So group by country. Okay, so this is my first part of the. Let's see what comes. So it has given me all the countries with the different orders. Is it right?
No.
What's wrong in this? Someone said no. What is wrong in this? Is this the right query for the first question? Total orders in each country.
Yes.
No, for the first query, it is correct.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
For the first query, it's correct, right? Now, what do I need to do? Guys, please mute if you're not speaking. Now, I need to find the country with the maximum amount of matching. Guys, please mute. Please mute.
देख दीदी नाना ने मुझे एक बार बचपन में बताया था कि पहले नहाते हैं फिर खाते हैं, पहले शरीर गंदा पड़ा हुआ है।
आशीष, आप म्यूट कर लो प्लीज।
सॉरी,
आप नहा लेना बाद में, कोई बात नहीं। Okay. So let's go here. Okay. So we got the first. Now what we need to find the country with the max order. So to find the max, right now we have not studied rank and all that. So let's not go there. What do? We simply order by, let's say as, so now tell me, what do I need to order by, country or count?
Count.
count.
Descending. Okay. So this will give me all the orders across each of the country. Correct. Now there are duplicates in this question, but it's fine. I mean, we'll see how to handle duplicates later. But now if I have to get the first one, let's say Nigeria, what will I do? I'll simply do limit 1. Okay. This will give me the total second part. So let's say Nigeria is the country with the max order. Again, there are duplicates. We'll see how to handle them in separate class. Like dense rank, that is a separate concept. So this is how you will get it. Any doubt in this part?
No.
Satvik, actually, why you are doing order by count? I didn't understand.
What is the question?
The question is country with highest number of orders.
Okay. So we found total. Guys, please mute. Please mute. Find total orders in each country. We found out, right? Through this, we found out total order in each country.
Yes.
Now, find the country with the maximum order. So I'm saying to find the country with the maximum order, let's find all the basically rank them, right, with whatever orders they are having. What does order by do? It sorts the data, right?
Yes.
If I have, for example, let's say this number, suppose I have this column. I ask you, tell me the maximum sales amount. What will you do? How will you find it? How will you find the maximum sales amount? In this data, suppose I have to ask, what is the maximum sales amount? How will you approach? Guys, tell me.
Do a order by on the sales amount.
First we order by in descending
Right.
order so that the highest
Someone
value
was
comes
asking
up.
me, yeah, right. Someone was asking me this question, right? You tell me, how will you do it? Let's think logically. Who asked me this question?
It's me, Sitaram.
Yeah, Sitaram. So tell me, this is the data set which is given. Okay. I am asking you, tell me the maximum sales amount. How will you approach this?
So we have to filter with the sales amount, order by.
Why are you saying order by?
Sorry, not order by. Sorry, it's by sales amount, right? You want max amount.
We want maximum sales amount. How will you do it?
Across what category?
Across overall. Overall, I want to find the maximum sales amount.
We can use aggregation function.
Guys, think that now, how does aggregation come here? I have, for example, let's forget this. I have 5 numbers. 5, 1, 2, 6, 8. Okay, let's say I have these numbers. Let's go even more basic. I ask you, you have to return me here at the top. You have to return me the maximum number out of this. What will you do?
Sort in descending order. Then
Order
I
by
You will simply
the
sort
first
this
I
data
will get.
in largest to smallest. Correct? Let's say
Yes.
this is your number. Okay. Suppose this is your column. You have 5. Sitaram, are you understanding? Suppose you have this.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm following. I'm following.
What will be your approach? You will sort this data first of all. Sort these
Correct.
5 numbers, largest to smallest, right?
Correct. Correct.
Once you've sorted, what you will do, you'll pick the first one.
Correct.
So same. So what have you done here? You have sorted the whole data
Mhm.
and you are picking the first value.
Correct.
Here also, if I ask you, tell me the highest value. What you will do, you will go to the data, you will sort it. Okay. Sort by sales amount
Correct. That.
and this largest to smallest, right?
Hmm.
And then you will pick the value at the top,
Correct.
right? So you will remove everything. You'll remove everything. Okay. This will be your value. So same I'm doing here. You first of all selected across each country. Then what you're doing, you're doing order by count. Okay. And remember, we sorted by descending.
Correct.
And after that, what I'm doing, I'm picking the top value. So I'm using
Limit
limit
1.
Once you do this, you will get the value. Is it
So
clear now?
nothing but nothing but you're doing. It's we are doing here in SQL. We are using order by, but in Excel it is like a sort by, right? It's the same way, right? We are doing.
Yeah, in Excel sorting and in SQL order by are same.
Okay. Yeah. Understand.
The question is same
Excuse me,
only.
sir.
Yeah.
Now I learned about how to we have to find the highest number. Suppose now I have to just find the maximum from using max, where I have to put that max function, aggregate function, in the statement.
Okay. Suppose this is the data. Okay. Let's say this is select star from sales data. Suppose I want to use maximum now. Okay. So what I need? I need to find across a region. Let's say, okay, maximum sales amount across each region. Okay. So what will I do? I'll select first of all region, max of sales underscore amount as maximum sales from sales underscore amount. Okay. Is it clear? Now tell me this. This is just like we were doing count or sum, we are doing max here. Now, do I need to do grouping here or not?
No.
No.
Why?
No. Yes, we need to do group by.
Why group? Yes or no? Whatever. What is the reason? Tell me both for both. Whoever
For-
is saying yes, tell me the reason. Whoever is saying is no, tell me the reason.
So you need to group by because you're calculating the maximum of sale amounts per each region.
Yes, we have to group by because of region.
Remember this. In aggregation question, keep this thing in mind. Aggregation questions always require grouping. Okay, keep this in mind first of all. Okay. Now, what all aggregation functions do we know? We know sum, we know count, we know max, we know min. Okay. Like we know average, and there are few more. Okay. Now let's try to think logically. Let's not mug up something. Okay, because mugging will not help you. Question is, why do I need to use group? I'm going a little slow so that you guys understand these concepts. Okay. So let's say max of sales amount as max sales. Why do I need a group by? Why can't I skip it? Now think like this. whenever you have this data, for example, you have this particular data. So suppose you have this particular data. Okay, I Control C, Control V, and let me just remove everything. Okay, now I have this North America and Australia, right? I want to find the maximum sales amount across region. So what will be the logical flow? How will you, if I ask you, tell me the maximum sales amount across the whole data, what will you do? If I ask you find the maximum sales amount across the data, you will check all the columns and give me the maximum value in it. Correct? That's how you will do?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, if I ask you, tell me the maximum sales amount across each region. Max sales amount across each region.
I will group the region first. I will have to do a group by on region.
Yes. So what do you have to do? First of all, you will group the data. You look both the categories separately. Correct? You look at this separately and you will look at this separately. Is it right or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you will look each of the groups separately and then you will try to find the maximum inside it.
Right.
Right? So now you will find the max inside this and give me a result, and you'll find the max inside it, this, and give me a result. So you will say, okay, Sathik, for North America and for Australia. For North America, let's say the maximum sale is 1499. And for this one, the maximum sale is, for example, 1999. Correct? This is what you will give me. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Is this, are you grouping here? Yes, we are grouping here because we are looking at this separately and we are looking at this separately. Now think like, for example, we have max, we have sum, we have average, we have min, or there can be more. For any of this, let's say I ask you, tell me the average sales amount across regions. Tell me, will there be grouping by required or not? Please don't mug up the answers.
Yes.
Think logically. When I say you have to find the average sales amount across each region, okay, what you will say? Okay, I have to find the average sales amount. Do I have to find across the whole data? No. I have to find across regions. So let's do one thing. Let's shift my focus area to this region first and then this region. Okay, so I'll find the average sales for this one separately and average for pink separately. That is why grouping is required.
Right, it's the same logic actually.
Same logic for all aggregate function. The logic is same, whether you use max, whether you use sum, average, min, or any function that we will see it. Like major are these ones only, but just try to understand. Are you getting point? So all these functions behave similarly. There is no difference of using max, sum, average, min. They all behave similarly. Any doubt, anyone? Like Nilesh wrote, no grouping because max is aggregate function. Nilesh, is it clear to you now? Why is it required or why is it not required?
Yes.
So what is the answer?
But if we don't require across the region, if we require for the whole data,
if you
think
require
group
for
by
the
is not
whole
required.
data, then you don't need it. Then it's optional. So now tell me this.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
let's try to think even more logically. Suppose they have mentioned you have to find across whole data. So what will happen? Your group will become, you will only have one group, correct? Which is the total. So there it becomes, you don't need it. Is it fine? So if they're asking you for the whole data, then you don't need group by. But if they're asking for a particular column, then you need it. Is it clear, everyone? So what will be the answer for this? Is this question, the answer to this question, clear to you guys? So how will we write? How will I write down select? Suppose someone asks select maximum, okay, from sales amount. So is group by required here?
Yes.
Group by region. From sales amount. Sales data, sorry. So what did this do? It went to each region and identified the maximum sale in each region. All good, everyone? Okay, one last question on this concept. After that, I will teach you a new concept, that is case when. Okay, suppose you have to find question number 9. Let's say
Satvik, but here like Nigeria came as a country having maximum number of orders, but also Australia had the same count.
Where?
Like when we were counting the orders.
Here?
No, as in you have changed the query, like, yeah.
So what was the question? Orders in each country,
Like,
right? I need to find
answer to the,
country, count of order underscore ID from sales data. Okay, from sales data, group by country, order by count descending lim. Okay, let's do this first. Yeah. So what's your question?
So I'm saying like Nigeria came as the top row, but USA, Australia also had the same.
Yes. So I told you. I told you this is duplicate. How we handle duplicate separately. Okay. So we'll see that later.
But as in result, like all these countries should be coming, right? Like
As a result, all these countries should come. We use dense rank for them. We use the concept of dense rank. Whenever you have duplicate, we use dense rank to result things. Okay. But that we will study in window functions. Right now, we simply use limit 1. Okay. That's all you need to do.
Okay.
How to handle duplicate, that is advanced concept that we will study in the window function. Okay. So the last question of this type is, after that I will discuss the case when statements with you. So total sales and average quantity per region and category, means product category. It is a similar question. Please write it down. So this is question number 9. Let's write down question number 10 as well. Top 5 products by total sales. Okay. Write down query for these 2 questions. I can zoom in a little bit if you want. Yeah. Question 9 is total sales and average quantity per region and product category. And question 10 is top 5 product by total sales. Remember, total sales. It's not by sales.
Total sales per region and per product category, and average quantity per region and product category. Is that right?
You need to find these 2 across
these 2.
Across these.
Okay.
First of all, draw a table, visualize it, then write query. Don't start writing code. Okay, first visualize it, how your final table will look like, then only start coding.
The 10th question is on by product category.
Yeah, total 5 product category.
But we have totally only 5
So
categories.
let's change it to total two product category. Just 2 more minutes, okay? Then try to give the both the solution. Okay, let's do one thing. Take 3 more minutes. Give me both the queries. Okay, so let's start solving this. Okay, so I think these both are pretty straightforward. First, what you need to do, total sales and average quantity per region and per product category. So first of all, as I mentioned, always before writing a SQL code, let's try to draw the diagram. So what do they want? They want per region, per product category. Okay, so they have asked me that, okay, let's create a table where I have this table. First thing, what is the first variable that I want? I want region. This is the first grouping that I want. Is it correct? Second grouping is product category. Correct? Third variable that they have asked is total sales. And fourth is average of, this is total of sales and average of quantity. Is this much clear to everyone that they have asked us this? Any doubt in this one? Okay, so now let's move to the coding part. So from the data, what will I need to do? First of all, I need to get, remember, I need select. So first thing that they asked was region. Second, they asked for product underscore category. Product underscore category. Okay. Now let's do this from sales data. So once I do this, I'll see I got these two variables. All good. Now I need to include the aggregation. So the first aggregation was I need total sales. So what is the total sales? Sum of sales underscore amount. Correct. I'll say as total underscore sales. And remember, the second is not of average sale, it is average of quantity. Okay, so what will I do? I'll do average of what? Like a lot of people have written average of quantity. Is there any quantity variable? How will you find the average of quantity from this table? Tell me. This is the table, right? How will you find the average of quantity? A lot of people have mentioned average of quantity. Is there any quantity variable?
Yes.
We have a column, quantity column.
Quantity, right? So we will use this particular value. Okay, so I'll go average of quantity as average underscore quantity. Is it clear? From sales data. Now when I run this, will this give me error or not?
Yes.
Yes, group by we haven't used.
So we have not used group by, right? So what I will do from sales data, group by, I can use 1, 2. Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2. Or I can use their name. I generally avoid it because they're lengthy. Otherwise, you can simply copy their names as well. So it doesn't make any difference.
So subject 1 to, comma 2 means like 1 is for region and 2 for
1 is
product
for
category.
region, 2 is for product. In which order you are writing here, right? That becomes its number.
Okay.
So you can write this as well, or you can write down. So right now you're getting some number. We can basically convert that, but again, those things we will see later. But or you can simply write it down 1, 2 as well. Both will return the same result. All good?
I'm getting syntax error. Can you please check it? Like I pasted the query in the chat.
So you have used two group by. There is, remember, group by has to be used only once. You have used group by product ID, group by that. So that you need to change.
Okay.
If the
And
quantity column is,
yeah, Satyam, one more question.
yeah.
Yeah. So as we use as syntax like as total sales, right? So if we don't use as total, then it will also give me the column name, right?
Yeah, if you don't use it, this is optional. This is optional.
Okay. So if okay, got now, and I will get the as it is. I will get the column name only.
Yes.
Yeah, still I'm getting syntax error after that. Like I removed that.
Select region, product category, sum of sales amount as sale, average quantity as quant by region. Let me just check it.
Comma is missing after product category.
Let me just check it. So you're using region, product category. Yeah, you have not mentioned this comma. If you don't mention comma, it will give an error. Remember, after each variable, you need to mention a comma. And only after last one, you don't need to mention. For example, before from, you don't need to mention a comma, but otherwise after every variable, you need to mention a comma.
Okay.
Now when you run it, it will give the result.
Okay.
It's giving. Okay. So yeah, someone was asking if if quantity is not given, it depends upon the question. Suppose they would have asked average of something, right? So that depends upon the question. They will give you. I mean, they will never give you something which is not present in the table, or they will give you a way to calculate it always. Okay, so don't worry about that. Okay. Any other doubt, anyone, before I move to the next question? Okay. So let's write the top 5. So this one should be easier. Top 2 product category by total sales. Remember, it is not by sales. This is the key point. We have to write down first of all. So how will I break this? Remember, first calculate total sales by product. Okay. Second, select top 2. That's how you're going to do. Okay, so I will do select product underscore category, comma, sum of sales underscore amount, sum of sales underscore amount from sales data, group by product category. So let's say this is the variable that I have created. Okay, this is the first part that I created. Now what do I want? I want top 2. So how to do top 2? Remember, we have to, lot of people have written just like you. For example, you can I write down simply this? What is the problem with this? What is wrong with this query, or what is right with it? Tell me.
It should be like
Sorting has not happened.
You are not sorting. You have to sort this as well. When you say I have to select top 2, means you have to first sort the data as well. Okay, so you have to order by sum, descending. Right now the data, yeah, descending. Then you will use limit 2. this will give you the right answer.
And Sadik, if I use descending clause with product category, then
What you do if descending with
product category?
In addition to this or by removing this?
By removing this.
Okay, suppose you do product category. Now think logically. Okay, let's say you do this. What will you get?
And I also want to apply the limit to.
Yeah, first let's think. Once you do this, is the data sorted on total sales or it is sorted on product category?
Yes,
Data will not be sorted on your sales.
Yeah, that's correct.
Correct.
Okay.
So you can do one thing. You can you have to sort by sum. Okay, order by sum descending. Then by product category, it's optional.
Okay. Okay, got it. Yeah, actually, this was a bit confusing now. Now it is.
Is it clear now?
Yeah. Okay.
So always guys think logically. When we say top, do I actually mean by product category top or I mean by sum? If I mean by sum, I need to put sum here. Otherwise, I need to put something else.
Yes, that's correct.
All good? So we learned these basic concepts. These are the basic aggregation questions which we discussed today. Like you will see there are a lot of varieties, but things will remain same. See, as I mentioned, select from where. We didn't use where much in today class so far, but where is you have to use. Okay, where, group by, order by, limit, and offset. These are this is the order of writing a SQL query. Okay, so if you are confused that how do I write a SQL query, write these things before you write a SQL questions. Okay, and then try to fill in. As I mentioned, try to fill in. Okay, it will help you. And before writing a SQL query, first try to always try to create an expected table. What is the question asking me? Then you will be able to write the queries more. We will discuss this in more detail when we study the architecture diagrams. But till we reach there, please try to build this approach. Don't start coding blindly, please. If you are not able to analyze, there is no point. Okay. For example, you guys ask me, shall I use order by? Shall I use group by? Okay, ask me as well, no problem. But first think yourself as well. Why group by is required? Why it is not required? On which variable? If I do on a certain variable, what will be the problem? Right? So always try to do these visualizations in your mind. Then it will help your analytical ability. Got it? So let's move towards the last topic of today's class, that is case statements. Okay, case statements. So in this question, if I show you, we have sales amount, right? Suppose this is the data. We have various sales amount. Okay. I want in front of each sales amount, for example, right? Just by looking at the number, I don't know if that sales is good or bad. If it is high, medium, moderate, low, I don't know that. Correct? Suppose I want to assign a flag in front of each of the variable, that whether this sale is small, medium, or high. Okay, small, mid. So suppose I want 3 categories. Small. So I will say that there's a small, medium, or high sale. There are 3 categories I want. So small means that for every sale which is less than 200, it is small. Okay, sales from 200 to 1000, they are medium, and 1000 plus is high. Suppose we want a condition like this. Okay, so how do we create it? Let's go to we use case when statement. So let's just try to look how I'm coding. So from the data, for example, so what is my condition? So this condition will always be given to you in the question. It is not possible to create group or bins without mentioning. So let's say the condition says that the small sales are the sales which are less than 200, medium sales are those which are between 200 to 1000, and higher sales are basically the ones which are greater than 1000. So how you do it? You use case when statement. So let's see the syntax of a case when statement. So in the case when, first of all, you write a keyword case. Okay. After case, you have to write down every. For example, we have three conditions. So there will be a when statement. Then there will be a when statement. Okay. And there can be a when, or you can write down else. After this writing down, it finishes with the end as the variable name. So technically what you are, so tell me this thing, based on whatever you know so far, which type of question this falls in? Does it fall in aggregation or does it fall in custom selection?
Custom selection.
Why?
Because here we are customizing in what category. Basically, we are categorizing how we want. That is customization. We are not doing an aggregation, or I mean,
We
we
are
are
trying
doing.
to add a new column.
Simply ask
Yeah.
yourself this: am I adding a new column or removing a new column? Yes. Am I changing the primary key? No. So it is a custom table. Okay. So whenever you're creating a new column, or you're filtering the rows, or you're removing a column, then everything is custom selection. Okay. And if you're changing the primary key, or you write that there, yes, it is not affecting the primary key, so it is a custom selection. First of all, that. So how to write the statement? So for example, so this is the syntax: case and as. This is the variable name which you want to create. Okay, this is the variable name that you will give to the, so the new variable will be named like this, and here you will write down all the conditions. So first of all, keep this syntax in mind. Okay, just write it down somewhere. You can take a screenshot as well. So now I will show you how to create this, how to write down this particular query in your SQL. So let's move to the SQL pad. So yeah, so first of all, in the case statement, what is my condition? My condition is less than 200 means equal to small, 200 to for example 200 to 1000 equal to medium, and 1000 plus is equal to high sales. 1000 plus equal to high sales. So let's go to this. First I will do select star from sales data. Okay, so let's select this first of all. So okay, order ID. So simply let's select few columns only. Let's do order ID. Okay, customer ID, customer underscore ID, and sales underscore amount from sales data. So I just want to minimize the variables right now so that we can so order ID, customer ID,
Order underscore ID.
underscore ID. Yeah, right. So okay, we have this table, right? Let's focus on this. So we want to create a new variable in this particular table. So how will you do it? So remember, you're creating a new variable. So just like you used to do there, you'll just add. So this is the variable that you already have. Now you're creating a new variable. So it's simply just go here, write down the first keyword. So what did I mention? You will use case. Okay, and then here you can simply start writing when statements, but first finish it. And as, let's say, sales bucket, let's for example. Okay, or you can say sales category. from sales data. So this is your ending, this is your starting of the case statement. So first always write these two. Now we will write down the when statements. So how to write down the when statements? You'll write down when. So what is my first condition? My first condition is that my sale is less. So you will say when sales underscore amount, okay, is less than equal to 200. Okay, then now remember, we have to create a flag small. This is a string or numeric?
String.
So you will pass it inside quotes small. Now you don't need to give a comma after this. Remember this thing, very important. You don't need to give a comma here. You just move to the next line. Okay. Now you will say when sales underscore amount greater than 200 and sales underscore amount less than equal to 1000, then you will say medium. Okay, and again you can write down another when statement, or you can simply write down else as well. It's up to you. Okay, because whatever is left after this will come under else. So you will say else, what is the value? High. Okay, or you can write down as well, when sales underscore amount greater than 1000, then high. It's optional. You can write down this way, or you can simply write down else as well. Okay, and now this is created. Now let's run this query. So you have this variable created in front of you. Let me first of all copy the syntax in your chat box. Else is optional. Yes, else is optional. Okay, so any doubt anyone in this query? You can skip this one. You can simply write down else. So what is the value? High. Okay, so you can use this as well. See, so it's up to you. You whether you use for the remaining part, for the last part. Remember, else always comes at the end. Okay, so whatever conditions you have covered here, after that whatever is left comes under else. So you can either put a when statement, or you can write down an else. It's up to you.
It's just looking like a if else statement in
This
Python.
is if else. This is if else statement only, right? This is if else only. Just like in if else, this is same thing. Just in SQL you use case when. If you, those who have worked on SAS, I'm not sure if anyone has worked on SAS, is also a tool like SQL. There you have both options. You can use if else as well, and you can use case when as well. Yeah, please.
Yeah, so Sadhvik, can you please explain and as sales category, what does it mean and why we are
Means,
using it?
so what it means that you're, first of all, let's try to understand the meaning. You are saying case means condition. Okay, the condition that when sale is this, then mark it as small, mark something like that. You have done this, right? This condition you have given. You're saying now and as basically close this as sales category. Whatever conditions you have created, then close them as a variable which is named as sales category.
So sales category means like it is considering the sales column in the table.
Sales category is a new variable name that is created.
Okay. Okay. So this is the new column that we are talking about.
Yeah. So this is, you can change it. Okay. You can call it ABC as well. You can call it anything. It's up to you how you want to name it.
Got it. Got it.
Anyone, any question?
So this is basically like a switch syntax, right? And when we,
yes, it is like that. This is very important. This is very important. You will see a lot of questions which contain case when statements, right? So understand the syntax. First of all, always, like those who are just starting to write the case when statements, first write down case, then write down this part. Okay. And as so these are reserved keywords. This is your variable name. This is something you can use, you can change. Then you have all these when statements and else statements. Okay.
And this case statement being used when we want to bucketing the data.
Whenever
Any
you're
kind
about
of-
to bucket the data. Yes.
Okay.
All good?
Yep.
Okay. So let's try to so let me give you a new question. Okay. For example, tell me so let me give you a question. The question is so let's do a simple one. First of all, current price per unit. Similarly, so create this flag for variable price per unit. So create.
Satvik, I have one question here.
Yeah.
Like the previous the code which you have written. So if we are doing order by here, just we are writing one order by
Yes.
sales category.
Yes.
I have written by ASC. It's DSC by descending.
Yes.
It's giving me a sales category by small, then medium, and then high. Can you tell me why it's like that?
Suppose I am doing order by
Yes, sales category.
descending.
Yeah.
This one.
Yes, yes. So it's showing here a medium, then high, and then this one. It's a so high now. First high, medium, and then
High. Wait a second. It's a small.
Sales category is string, then it will ordered by
Yeah, I know
alphabetical
that
order.
it goes by alphabetical order. I'm just
Right.
checking why it is showing M first. Like if I am doing descending, see now if you just keep everything small, okay. For example, S. So why will it show high? Remember, sales category is a variable, it's a string variable. It is not a numerical variable.
yes. Got it. Understand
Okay.
now. Yeah.
Understood. Okay. So let's write down a similar create 4 buckets. Let's say create 4 buckets for so what is the price per unit? Okay. Create 4 buckets for price per unit. Okay. The flags are, so let me tell you the flags. Flags are, for example, less than 30 is your small. You can use small. 30 to 100 you can say medium, and 100 plus you can call it high. So let's call it 3 buckets, not 4 buckets. So so create this variable. Yeah, sure. We'll continue for 10 minutes more. After that, we'll do the remaining part tomorrow. Just this is the last question. After that, we will continue this case when tomorrow. Okay. No, there is no assignment today. You will get assignment tomorrow. So this is the last question for today. Please solve it and you can drop off if you want. Try to code and see if you're able to generate the result in your system. Perfect. Yeah, Jayant, you're right. Sure, Jayant. Yep. Have a good day. So guys, are you able to solve? Like those who are able to write the code, you can drop off. This is the last question for the day.
Sadhvik, can you please put this question in the chat box?
Yeah, sure. Perfect. If you are able to generate the result in your systems, then you are pretty good. You can drop off. We'll resume tomorrow from here only, and we will study the order of execution, which is very important. And then I'll give you assignments. So anyone any facing any difficulty in this particular question? I think everyone is able to write the code, right? Anyone who needs help in this?
So, Sadhvik, per unit means like we want to short by
There's a
we want to
variable.
just.
If you see, there's a variable price per unit.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Those who
Hello,
are able, yeah, please.
this is Manohar. Can you ping me the location, tasks, and the video? I'm
Which
not able
task?
to find the
Which task?
whatever you're giving assignments. Last two. This is the first class I'm attending.
So basically, I'm sharing a link. If you go to our WhatsApp group, okay, there is a link in the group. This must like see, I'm sharing the link with you right now as well. But you can find the link from there as well. Okay. So
Okay.
in this link, I have
Please
put
first
all.
send me individual link to my ID.
No, so this is it. This is I've shared the link in the chat box right now. Just copy this link and save it yourself. Is it fine?
Can you search? Can you search me Naresh or Manohar, and can you ping it that one? I joined from mobile.
Do one thing. Go to the WhatsApp group right now. Go in the group description.
No, I will ping you individually in WhatsApp now.
Yeah, you can ping me.
You're able to know my ID.
Yeah, Yeah, you can ping me, but do one thing. It is easier. Go to WhatsApp group. Go to the description. I have pasted the link there as well.
Okay, fine, fine. Right. Okay, right.
Yeah, those who have written the query, you can drop off.
Satvik, I wrote the query. Can you confirm whether it is correct or not?
Are you able to get the result?
No, actually, I joined today only. I don't have it. I just wrote it in the notepad and I try to just put it there.
Where is your SQL query? Show me.
It's a 𝗖𝗹𝗀𝗀𝗏.
Where have you given?
Before the drive one, you have shared the link, right?
This one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I just make it customized. I didn't add the more fields.
So this is select per price. So the variable name is price underscore per unit. Okay, let me just correct that. Price underscore per underscore unit.
Okay.
Underscore unit. Okay. Comma case when price. So when this variable is less than equal to 30. Okay. Then small when this variable is C. Now this is the thing. If it is less than equal to 30, then you're putting at small, and greater than equal to you're putting as medium. So when it is 30, which value will it take? Small or medium? So you have to put a greater than. Okay.
Sorry.
And then you have to put this. Then you have to put this, and here also you will do greater than 1000. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
You have to put 1000 here. Then high and as buckets. You should not mention star here.
Okay.
Star is mentioned when you need all the columns. Okay.
Okay.
Here you're taking only one variable and the second variable. So star is not required.
Okay.
So now when you take this, wait a second.
Then height is
else you simply else and then should not be used parallelly. Okay. Else itself means then. Okay. So whenever you just want to use else, simply mention it as high.
High. Okay.
Okay. Now you will get it. Is it good?
Yeah, sure.
So just copy this. I'm just pasting it on the systems. So next time, try to log in through SQL Server so that you can practice live as well.
Sure. I'll do it. Thank you.
So anyone, any doubt? I think everyone is able to solve. So guys, thanks again for joining. If someone has any doubt, you can stay. Otherwise, we are good with the session. Again, this was a basic aggregation. We will continue from this tomorrow. We will study about order of execution and more things. And you can take this. And after that, I'll share the assignments. Okay.
Satvik, sorry, but can you please check this code that I just pasted?
Yes, sure.
In chat box.
Yeah, I've seen, this one is right.
Yeah.
Are you not able to generate the result?
Yeah, so actually I could not use my SQL Server today, so I'm just making on Notepad only.
So let me check what is the problem with this. Price per unit, which is right. Okay. See, when you're creating a variable name, you should not give a space. You have to give underscore.
Okay.
And third when statement.
No, it is when it is right. There's no problem with this. See, when you are using else, you don't need then. If you're using when, you need a then.
No. It's when price per unit is greater than.
Oh, it has to be price per unit. Sorry, yes.
Okay.
Another thing is like whatever select we are doing. So in the when part, that has to be consistent, right? Means we cannot include like multiple whens. Means not. I mean, I'm just asking like.
You can use multiple whens. I'll show you in next class.
Okay.
So like we use when price this is greater than and sales amount let's say less than 100, then small. So and you can add multiple statements. Right now we just did for a basic one. We in future we'll see how you can use multiple conditions in one.
So and now I think this code should run, right?
Let's see. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone? Any other doubt?
Yeah, the foreign key and the composite key, I'm finding it difficult to understand. I mean, on high level, I've understood, but while while doing the, I'm getting confused actually in both.
What are you getting confused? Tell me.
Means like I'm thinking that both are working similar in functionality. I'm actually the composite key and the foreign key. So can you just
What is the difference between foreign key and composite key? First, tell me.
Foreign key is like suppose we have two tables, and foreign key is basically referencing one column and which is trying to relate it in the primary table.
A column in a table which refers to a primary column in other table, right?
Yeah, right. And
What is
composite, yeah, and
composite?
yeah, composite key is like when you kind of join two columns and we create a third column, means suppose there is a
When
sales.
your table does not contain a primary key, you create a new primary key by combining two columns.
You mean to say there is no primary key in both the tables like that?
Yes, let me show you. Okay.
Hi, Karthik.
Yeah, please. My name is not
Yeah.
Karthik.
What's your name?
Satvik. Yeah.
Huh?
Satvik. My name is Satvik, not Karthik.
Sadvik. I pinged to you personally in the group. I am not able to see the link.
I'll check after class. Okay.
Okay.
So let's try to look at this. What is the difference between primary key and for that composite key and the foreign key? You know, right?
Yeah.
So suppose this is book underscore ID, and this is member. We're using this example, right?
Can we also have like multiple foreign keys?
Yes, a table can contain multiple foreign keys.
How?
I'll show you. So suppose this is a book ID. Okay, let's first of all understand composite key.
Composite key I have got actually, sir. Last I remember the composite key. Just I was confusing that with the foreign key.
Still, let me explain. Like if anyone
Yeah.
is out.
Okay.
Suppose so what is composite key? Suppose this is your table. Yeah, please. Thanks again for joining in. So suppose this is a table, right? Let's say this is book ID 101. It is so there are it is with member 1001. Okay. 101 book ID is also with member 1002 because book ID means for example let's say Harry Potter
Harry Potter, has been
a
borrowed
particular
by
member,
multiple members. Yeah.
right? So multiple members are having it. Okay, so one book ID is with multiple members, and also 102 book ID is there. Okay, so 102 103. Okay, this book ID is for 1001 person, 1001 person. So the same one person is having two books, multiple books, right?
Yeah.
And a book is also present with multiple people, something like that.
Yeah.
So here, do you now first question is that do you see distinct book IDs here? No.
No.
Their book IDs are repeating. So this is book ID is not a primary key. Correct? Member ID repeating or it is distinct?
No,
or
it's repeating.
so this is not a primary key.
Correct.
Okay. Primary key. This is not a primary key. So there is a table which does not contain a primary key, but it is mandatory for every table to have a primary key whenever you are declaring. So how to create a primary key? You will create a composite key.
Composite key. Yeah.
Okay. Now composite key will be what? It will be you can define it in any way you want, but basically what it will see, So let me just format a little bit. It will be, for example, generally it is not always mandatory that you're concatenating, you can do anything. So for example, it will be 101 from this one, 1001, correct?
Yeah.
101, 1002.
So
10
instead of this, means right now, yes, I got that we are combining for our sake, like combining book ID and member ID. But other than that, can we use like anything like 3001, 4002, 5001, like
You can
that?
call it anything. Based technically, it means that it is a combination of them only, right? You can call it 3001, you can call it 3002, but main thing is it should be unique.
Correct.
What does
Yes.
3001 refer to? It refers to 101 and this, correct? So there should not be any other repeating element in this entire table, which is having book ID 101 and member ID, these two parallelly.
Right. So means then while writing the query, like how suppose if I'm defining composite key in this way, that 3001, 2, whatever, and suppose that they are unique. Suppose that they are unique. Then how while writing the query I'll write it like?
No, so basically it you do not need to mention 3001 while writing a query.
Yeah. I last time I remember that we need to mention the word composite key, right?
Yes.
So that syntax is like, and the foreign key syntax, that I'm getting confused, sir.
Okay, just give me a second. So there are multiple ways to do that. First, simply go to your this. You will write down create table, let's say test. Okay, so first was your book underscore ID, which is int. Okay, then you have member underscore ID, which is int. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Now what you will do, simply you will say primary key. You're creating a new primary key, which is what? Book underscore ID, comma, member underscore ID. That's it. That's all you need to do. That's it.
No,
So
we don't write the thing as composite key like that. Are we
no,
not?
we don't write that.
Because I remember in the class, that class. Okay, maybe I'm confusing it. Okay, so we don't need to write the work syntax as composite key like that.
Composite. See, it is not mandatory. That's what I'm telling you. You can. I
No,
don't think.
maybe I'm confusing, but yes, I got
Yeah,
now.
there's nothing called composite. You don't write it as composite key.
Okay. Oh
Okay.
yeah. Can you paste this in the this thing?
Yeah, I will paste. And suppose you want a foreign key to refer to a foreign key which is a composite key which refers to something else. How will you write it down? You will write it down. Create. So let's simply just copy this. Okay. I'll do this. Create table test. So suppose let's say this is a foreign key. So you'll mention this is a foreign key. Okay. This is the foreign key, and then you will write down references. Okay, and let's say another table. Let's call it parent underscore table. Parent underscore table. There also this variable should be present. So you'll write down book ID, comma, member underscore ID. That's how you write for a foreign key, composite key. This is how you write for a primary key. Any doubt?
Sorry, I was talking on mute. And if there are like multiple, if you want to mention multiple foreign keys, then is that possible?
From a single table to other table, you just need to write another foreign key.
Okay.
So this is one foreign key. You'll write another foreign key, another foreign key, another foreign key.
Oh, can you give me the means the example like where we have like two foreign keys, the tabular thing? Can you please explain, sir? Means it will be clear.
So suppose you have this table. Let me explain. So let's just simply create. This is a book ID. This is a member ID. You want that if there are multiple foreign keys present in a table, right? So let's say this is a member ID. This is a transaction ID.
But we need to have multiple tables, right?
Yeah. So how is it possible? Of course, multiple tables need to be there. Then only it's possible. In a single table, you cannot have multiple columns as foreign keys.
Yeah.
So let's say this is a transaction ID, which is, for example, you can call it 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is your, for example, let's say this is your main table. Let's create another table here. And let's create another table here. Okay. And now, for example, this is your table. So this table has your transaction ID. Okay. And transaction underscore amount. And this table suppose as member underscore ID, and let's just copy it 1001 1002 3 1004, and let's say this is, for example, name. Let's say name is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. Okay. So see, this is your first table. Okay.
Yeah.
Or let's call this book ID, let's say 101 102 103 104, and let's say, okay. So what is happening? This is your main table. Now this is your foreign key, which is referring to this table.
Yeah.
This is your foreign key, which is referring to this table.
Yes.
So you can have multiple tables like that. You can have multiple foreign keys in a table, but you can only have one primary key.
Correct. Okay.
Any doubt? Yes, please. Someone is asking anything.
So in case of foreign key, when we are taking for 2 or 3 foreign keys in another table while creation, so we know that composite keys are generally primary keys. So how are we going to distinguish like whether it is a primary key or the or some other feature, other column that we are creating, that is
I'm not getting your question. I'm not getting your question.
like suppose we have book ID. Book ID is like we are being told that book ID is the primary key of a table, and we have to create composite key as well. So we know that
If there is a primary key, why do we need a composite key? You don't need a composite key.
Because that question was given for the enrollment table.
Okay.
So in that case, it was asked like there is one key. There is one column which is a primary key, and we have to create composite key as well, which are like foreign keys.
Okay.
So how we are going to distinguish then?
What do you need to distinguish?
Like which one is primary key?
Primary key will remain primary key. If you create a composite key here, it will not be a primary key. Suppose this is there. What it will become 101 1001. It will become 102 1002. 103, 1001, for example. Oh, sorry, let's say this is 10, yeah, for example, and this is 104-1001. This is a composite key. Primary key will still remain the book ID. It will not change to composite. But now this composite key can become a foreign key which map. For example, let us say you have another table which does not have a primary key, right? For example, you have another table which does not have a primary key. There you will use this composite key as a foreign key.
Can you explain the last part again?
Tell me this thing, book ID is primary key. Do you need a primary key in this table anymore? You don't need. Why do you need a composite key? You need a composite key so that you can refer to the primary key of some other table. Is it right?
That is possible.
Yeah, that is possible. Now this table does not have a primary key. So how will you create a primary key for this table?
Either we reference it from the other table.
So you will create a composite key here, a new composite key.
Yes, for a fresh table, it is clear. Like for different tables, it is creating confusion.
We are creating a composite key which is referring to the other composite key.
I'm confused, sir.
What is the doubt? Tell me.
Means the referencing of one composite key to the other one, like, and how is it working? I'm not understanding.
Tell me this. This is 101, 1001, 10. So 102. This is 1001. This is 101, 1002. It is 1003. Now tell me, you want to create let's say I remove this. Okay, so let me remove this. Now tell me, from this table to this table, you want to create a mapping. How will you do this? What is the definition of a foreign key?
We can reference it from the we can reference the primary key of another table.
Yes.
And
yes, the definition of foreign key, a variable in a table which can reference to the primary key of another table. Correct?
Yeah.
In this table, is there any primary key?
For now, no.
No, there is no.
So how will you refer any column from this to this?
We will have to create a composite key.
You'll have to create a composite key here. You will create a composite key here and you will create a composite key here.
Correct. Okay.
Now this composite key will refer to this composite key.
That okay. So okay, got it. But means like, and through the syntax, how we will, because both are the composite keys and one is referring the other. So in syntax, how will it look like?
Syntax, it will remain same. For example, foreign key this, okay, references parent table this. This is your main table, right? You're creating a composite key here, correct? Which is a foreign key, right?
Yeah.
Yes or no? Think again. You're creating an additional column which is a foreign key to this table. Yes or no? You didn't get it.
We are creating a composite key, na?
We are creating composite key. What is that composite key? It is a foreign key only, na?
Yeah, foreign key.
Categories, there is a primary key, there is a foreign key. Okay? कैटेगरी यही दोनों होती है. A primary key could be a composite key, foreign key could also be a composite means a key which is combined, which is a combination of more than one variable. When you have to refer from this to this, you are creating a composite key. Is it right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So technically, what steps are you doing? You're creating a composite key here, you're creating a composite key here. C1 and C2. This C1 is what? It is also foreign key. Is this part clear?
Yes. Because it is getting referenced in another table.
You are creating a composite key. Composite key सिर्फ एक तरीका है कहने का, but actually हम क्यों create कर रहे हैं? ताकि वो किसी और टेबल को रेफर कर सके. And what do we call a variable which refers to another table?
Foreign key.
Foreign key. So this is both a composite key and a foreign key.
And a foreign key. Okay.
And this C2, what is this?
This is a composite key.
This is a composite key. And also what is this?
Primary key of this.
This is a primary key of the second table. So we are creating a foreign key which references the primary key of other table. Both the keys we have created are composite keys. Okay. Now let's go to the code. Let's see how to create them. हम कैसे बनाते हैं? Foreign key लिखा from table 1, and because we are creating a composite key, that's why we are using two variable names.
Yeah.
If suppose हमारे पास already foreign key होती तो मैं क्या लिखता? ABC कॉलम का नाम and references parent table के अंदर, for example ABC. Is it right? Normally case में if I have to create a foreign key, how do I reference it?
Yeah, same way. Foreign key, we give the column name and whatever it references to the primary key in the parent table, like that.
Yes, right. Now what is the scenario in this question? We don't have a primary key in my table.
Yeah.
So I am creating a book ID, comma, member ID, which is a composite key.
Composite key.
Now to refer to this, I also need to create a composite key here. Book underscore ID, comma, member underscore ID. Now think, does it make sense or not?
Yeah. Right.
Think again. I don't want you to go after class thinking, no, it's still not clear. Think again. You are given a table. You are given two tables. You want to create a mapping between them. The problem is that the table 2 does not have a primary key. Is it right?
Yeah.
Because a table does not have a primary key, you cannot create a direct mapping. You need to create a composite key.
Composite key, yes.
Now, when you create a composite key, there is no variable in this table which can refer to this one individually. Is it right? So you need to create a composite key in the table 1 as well. Now you've created a composite key in this one, a composite key in this one. This composite key is a foreign key. This composite key is a primary key.
Yeah, got it. Got it now. Yeah, sir.
Is it clear? Anyone, any doubt?
No. Can you paste the queries, sir, in that?
Queries I can paste, yes. Just think logically. Logically यही होता है कि foreign key A refers to the parent table के अंदर primary key A. This is how any foreign key mapping is done. But in this case, I don't have a primary key in my parent table. So what I'm doing, I'm creating a composite key. Right?
Correct. Yeah.
Now, because I'm creating a composite key, my primary table does not contain a composite key. It only has individual variables. So what I need to do, I need to create a composite key there as well.
Correct.
So I will create a composite key here as well, so that it can refer to that one.
Got it. Yeah. That's right.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Anyone, any other doubt?
there is a question for literals. I'm having doubt with literals as well.
Where is literals?
Wildcard literals, that is underscore.
What is the doubt in that?
That is let me have space the question first.
Okay.
So here in this question, that is a name contain like we have to find the missions where we have to find the name which contains a percentage, like, or underscore as a literal. So I'm not getting this second part, like it is that underscore will be for one character, or it is for multiple like in a sentence. Like I am not able to understand, I'm not able to comprehend what it is asking.
This means if you contain a name which contains an underscore, that's all it means.
Okay. Okay.
So, sir, is this query which I have written, is this, I mean, this is how I wrote the escape character, like what was written in the PDF, na? So that way I have tried.
Yes, this is right. So whenever you use this statement, simple, it's as simple as that. Whenever you use, whenever you use this slash, backward slash, after that, whatever it is writing, it will match exactly with that.
Match exact that, yeah.
Because generally what happens when we write a SQL query, for example, when we do select star from A, where A like, okay, what do? We do percentage A, right? Here it in this kind of statement, it checks if A is anywhere in this, let's say, ABC variable, correct?
Contains, yeah.
Yeah. Now
Anywhere.
it will not check percentage, but what if your name contains a value like something like that? For example, it contains a name like this. Let's say my name is having percentage there. It will not match that, right? So there you use this backslash. Suppose you mention this. Okay. So what it will do, it will check if my name contains this thing anywhere. It will match with it, map with it. Or for example, let's say my name contains this. So you will just write down this. It will exactly check if there is an underscore or not. That's why this is called escape characters.
Okay. Okay, got the clarity.
Okay. Anyone? Any other doubt?
We also need to mention that ESCAPE like that, right?
It depends. Some SQL servers need that, some do not need that. So you can check that on your SQL server.
Okay.
Anyone? Any other question? So this escape is optional. I mean not optional. I mean it depends on your SQL server. So you can check by running if your SQL server accepts that or not. Because I don't think older SQL servers accept that. So maybe you can do a ChatGPT to check which all servers accept that, which all do not accept that. But main thing is to understand the concept, right? So you can that what does this particular thing means. Okay. Any other doubt, anyone? Okay, guys, so let's drop off. Thanks again for joining. We'll connect tomorrow 8 p.m. Okay, and please revise everything that we discussed so far. And if you have any doubt, you can basically ask in next session or just put on group. Okay. So thanks again, guys. Have a good day.